Bam. Bam. Welcome to the Forest Lane A-frame. The Forest Lane A-frame sits on 15 private acres and has its own private pond. If you guys saw our video from a few weeks ago of the Klein House tiny home, this A-frame is actually owned by the same host. Beach City, Ohio is about an hour south of Cleveland. In this area, there's a lot of hiking and there's plenty to do with all the restaurants. And I mean, you have your own private pond at this property, so you have everything you need right here. When you arrive at the A-frame, there's this really pretty parking spot that eventually leads you down this gravel path to the A-frame and the property itself. You have the string lights that line this, which just add to the whole mood when you approach the A-frame. And then on the right here, you have your fire pit, and we'll get to that in a little bit. As you continue, you will see that you approach the deck and the private pond that this property sits on. This pond is fully stocked, so if you want to bring your own rods and tackle, you can fish on the pond. They also have kayaks if you want to kayak on the pond. We were here in April, so it's a little too early to do that, but nonetheless, it's such a serene private pond. We saw ducks on the pond. They have this aerator fountain as well that's always running and just has this really pretty natural waterfall type of sound. And the deck is literally on the water. The water actually flows under the deck, so it really feels like you're floating on top of this pond. It almost feels like you're on a, what do they call those with like palaces and those castles, a moat? Is it a moat? It almost feels like you're on a moat. I think that's what it is, where they have like the water surrounding it. That's what this feels like. I mean, it's just such a cool landscape and scenery, and they really knocked this one out of the park. You have some seating out here on the front deck, so you can come out here and enjoy the view. But now let's head inside and check out the interior of the A-frame. As you walk inside, you will see the open concept that this A-frame has. It is roughly 620 square feet, and almost all of it you can see within view here. They went with the studio concept and makes it feel really, really spacious. The windows, again, from the front allow all this natural light in, so it's always very bright and clean. I love that they went with this white and wood clean look, and it's just a very, very bright space. On the right-hand side here, you will find your main kitchen area. You have a lot of cabinet space here, a lot of countertop space. There's actually this little nook too on the end of the bar that allows two people to work if you are working remotely or just need a place to kind of put your head down and do whatever you need to do. They also have a fridge in this area. They have a microwave. They have a 2-burner stovetop, so if you plan on doing some cooking, you can do that here as well. And they also have 3 different options for you to make coffee if you're a big coffee person. We did the pour over coffee, which I've never done before. I've used the French press and the single cup Keurig, but I've never done the pour over, and me and Hunter did that, and it was amazing. And it's just really cool looking too. So plenty of options for you to make your morning coffee. When we entered the A-frame too, they had this diffuser, I think is what you would call it. They had this like meditative type of music playing, which was an awesome touch. It just made the place feel even more serene. I think I've already said that word, but it's the only word I can find to describe the property. On the left-hand side of the A-frame, you have the main living area, which has this really cool like swivel circle chair. I've never sat in one of these before, but it was actually surprisingly comfy, and it's just a cool piece of furniture. I've never seen anything like it, and you can comfortably sit 2 people on it. This area does not have a TV, but it does have a propane fireplace, which is operational during the winter months. Hunter and I turned that on, sat on the swivel chair, and it's just a really peaceful spot. I mean, I don't know if it gets much more cozy than this setup. So yeah, a cool, unique piece of furniture that I've never seen before, and it's an awesome touch that replaces, what would be a couch in the space. As you move a little further on, you can see that you have your 1 bed here in the A-frame. It's a queen bed, and obviously has plenty of space for 2 people. And then to the right of this is your 1 bathroom. They have your sink and the toilet on the right-hand side here, and it's this really cool floating type of vanity. On the opposite side, they have this walk-in shower, which is really beautiful. The handle and the shower head are actually on opposite sides, so when you start the shower, you're not getting yourself wet by starting it. Just another thoughtful touch in the space. And then they also have these built-in storage cabinets, which provide just more storage for towels and whatever else you need to store here with the limited space. So I really like that as well. So when we first entered the A-frame, you probably noticed the floating staircase. As you take these stairs up to the loft, you will find the soaking tub that is up here. This is probably the most Instagram-esque scenery setup I've ever seen in an Airbnb. Such a cool concept. The tub itself is very spacious. They provide these bath salts in this wooden tray that you can set up a book or an iPad if you want to take a nice relaxing bath and just sit here and soak in the tub. They also have a selection of books that you can choose from when you walk up the stairs, which is another nice amenity provided. And the loft itself, like any A-frame, overlooks the main living area and the pond. It's an incredible view. You could sit up here for hours and just look out the windows and enjoy yourself. And this is my favorite part about any A-frame. It's just the vaulted ceilings, only being 620 square feet. They make it feel a lot more spacious, and you get this amazing overlook of the entire downstairs and out the windows for the pond. And then the really last piece of this is the fire pit. So they have a grill out here that you can cook right by the water as well. And then a little past this, you have the main fire pit area. Hunter and I had a fire out here, and again, with the water flowing out of the fountain, it was just such a peaceful spot. I was a little worried because it rained most of the day before we came here, but they have the firewood protected, so we were still able to start a fire. And we're here a little early in spring, but I can imagine when green up starts and the pond is warm and the water's flowing, this would be such a cool spot. You have the dock that I'm standing on now that you could jump off and kayak and fish. It is seriously such a cool spot and perfect for 2 people. Perfect for that romantic getaway if you're looking to do one of those. So if you guys are interested in booking this place, we will put a link in the video description for you to do so. We have a bunch of new tours coming like this in the near future. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel, and we will catch you in the next one somewhere north of nowhere.